Hi, Lorrie Popow here.
I've come back from the 4th annual Pysanky at the Gardens, where we recorded several demonstrations from various egg artists. Because these were live events, the audio and video aren't studio quality, but I know you will still enjoy them very much.
Hi, I'm Valerie. I'm going to demonstrate alcohol inks on eggs. And I'm not scripting this in any way, so dive in if you have any questions. This is really just how I do it. There's really no right or wrong way. The way I do it is I usually start in a small section with one or more colors and then work my way out. I know Sojo, I saw her working on some a couple of years ago here, and she kind of, at least at the time when she was showing us, she takes one color, a couple of colors, and goes all over the egg and blends everything in all over at one time. So, like I said, it's no one right way, and you just kind of dive in and do it. So, Lori just gave me a goose egg. You start with, the easiest thing to do is get some white felt. This is a kit that Sojo had put together several years ago and put in the goodie bags, and it included this nice little dowel rod with just a piece of the rough part of Velcro. And the nice thing is these will stick on here, so it's kind of sticky, so it stays on. If I don't want to get my fingers dirty, I might use this, but I generally don't. I just jump in and do it, and I reuse a lot of mine. Generally, the dye, once the dye dries, it's just in the felt. It doesn't bleed out if you add more, but I do tend to do lighter colors on one and darker on another. But I just keep using them over and over, and they get stiff after a while, so you can feel these. But these are unused ones here. I'll just start with this.
And they're all just strip pieces of white felt.
And
just
can I
plain.
make a suggestion, because I found this
Sure.
out at an egg show. If you do this and you want to get felt, do not get the squares of the felt. You need to get the sheets, you know, that when they sell them like in 2 or 3 yards of felt. That's the best felt to use in order to do this. Don't get the sheets that are like 8.5 by 11. Those don't work as well with the alcohol inks as the big. And I bought one of the packs of felts. I think it was like $3, $3.50, whatever. So it's not expensive to
Yep.
buy the full.
So I will say I use
Yes.
the 8.5 by 11 sheets.
Have you? Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah.
I just wanted to try it. The inks that I use, these are easily found in hobby shops. Alcohol inks, these are Adirondack. They're Jim Holtz alcohol inks. They run in the States $9.99 per 3-pack, so I typically get them on sale. But even if you buy them for that amount, a little bit goes a long way. I don't know how many years I've had these, and I don't even think I'm down to halfway.
Does the 3-pack have 3 of the same color?
No, it's 3 different ones, and they tend to send them in like groups. So they might send. They had one that was like, I think lettuce, and it's like usually 3 comparable colors. Like they complement each other. Usually it's the blues.
Same tone.
Right, and I found out you can get black, and I have black in here somewhere. I've never really used the black. And then I also found some kind of metallics, but I had some trouble. I don't exactly know how they're used, because really these are for paper crafting, and that's really what I started with. So I had taken a class on paper crafting, and they showed us how to do these tins. So this is lettuce and probably like purple twilight or something, and that's the tone that you get on here with the alcohol. It kind of bleeds out when you put it on something, and you get these nice hard lines, which is what I like. Some people like a softer line, and you can do some techniques to help with that. So just to get started, this is basically all I do is I pick some colors I like. I tend to like more the earthy. I don't tend towards the brighter colors or the reds and stuff. I like more earth tone, because I like the look, like on these, of more of a stone kind of look, pebbly look. I usually put several colors together on one, and you only need a couple drops.
What colors are you using?
I am using Sunshine Yellow, Lettuce. These are 2 of my favorites. And then
And you're just putting a couple drops each?
couple drops, Sunset Orange. I'll do those 3. And at least for this type of egg, I don't go in with any kind of plan, I just do it. And this is probably the most creative thing I do, because I typically have to analyze everything before I go in, and this is something I don't analyze, other than pick my colors and go in and do it, and I start putting these dyes on here. And you'll see in some areas when I first start, here, it looks kind of more like watercolor. You don't have some of the hard edges, which is what I really like. And again, everybody's different, but if I see it kind of run together more like watercolors, I start going back in and dabbing more in there and trying to get those hard edges, and you can kind of see where it's
So the hard
not
edges are coming from dabbing more?
more. It's,
Hold
go
it.
ahead.
Hold it this way so I can, there, yes, okay.
And I'll show that some close up. But I just kind of come in and just keep going. And again, this is probably 6 drops total of 3 colors. And I just keep going and going and going and working my way out. And I might just keep going for a while before I come back in and start working some of the softer areas and trying to add some depth to it. Thank you. That's a way better word than hard edges. Now, one thing you can do is, so these are alcohol inks, so alcohol is the solvent in there. You can come in here if you want to really kind of wash it out. You can't really go back, or at least I haven't tried to go back to the original egg color, but if you come in and spray some alcohol on it, I mean, you can make it run, you can get some different effects. You can really,
alcohol?
this is just plain old isopropyl, rubbing it, yeah. And I mean, if you wanted to just actually get it down to more of a watercolor effect, you can do that. I mean, you could rub it if you want. You can just do all kinds of stuff with it, and it air dries really quickly. It evaporates. I don't typically do anything with the alcohol, but some people like adding some things in. We did a little bit on this to just kind of practice some different effects before we finished it. But and once I start seeing the ink kind of it's not as effective anymore, I'll come in, and if I want to do the same colors, I'll do the same colors, or I might decide I want to switch it up a little, and most of the time on the same little piece of felt, I'll come in and add, let's see, this is butterscotch. And I may just add in one color or a couple, and I might go around the edges. And really I just come in and just start dabbing around. And I just keep doing that, and I'll look at it and decide if I want to do more. But basically, this is what you end up with. This is varnished. I just used golden MSA. This is unvarnished. And I just kept layering and layering colors. And in some cases, I started out with a set of colors, and then I came back in and added some blue tones to it to kind of break it up. And this was a little darker. And then I tried using a paintbrush to add some. The hard part is when you're using a paintbrush, you have to do it in such a way that it's not going to evaporate so quickly, and when you're trying to drip some in here and work with the paintbrush, it does run, so you have to kind of do a controlled paint. And one thing I did to help with that is I did put some dye in here, and then I spray a little alcohol in with it, and I did some a little earlier, and it's already evaporated on the one color. But you can kind of come in and paint a little bit, and you can kind of get some effect to it, but it's not, you really need to get some alcohol. It does, yeah, but as it evaporates, you start seeing that edge to it. The other thing I did with this egg in particular is
With which one? The one you painted?
This egg here.
Okay.
This egg here, I wanted kind of a spattering effect, so I get a really hard brush, and I just did this and went all across it. And you can come across here and, again, the same way as dabbing, add some depth to it and kind of break up the color. You could do that with the alcohol too. I'm running out of alcohol.
Did you do that with the silver and the gold?
No, the silver and the gold, I think I just put it on one of
With the-
these.
okay,
But yeah,
is
so
the-
you can see where I kind of toss some, you know,
I used the
sprinkle
silver
some in
gold
there,
just
and you kind of get a little bit more depth in there. The other thing I did was these 2 eggs, I did the wax resist. So I came in and just drew some circles on a brown egg and just started adding some stuff. This is where I used a little bit of the silver. You can kind of see some metallic in there. I don't like it that much. I don't really know if it's I just haven't experimented too much with it, but if you want to play with it, you're certainly welcome to.
What about the one with the design on it?
Yeah, so these are Linda's eggs here. So this is what Linda did. So she waxed in her design on the white egg and then came back and did alcohol inks on top of that and then took the wax off. Basically, I did the same thing with this. I just did a more like a wood block print design. I think I dyed it black first to put in the black trees and the birds, and then washed it back to white, did my bunny, and then came in and put like the earth and the sky and then a little bit of a sun in there. And then just, I wanted some color around the branches, so I added in a little few dots of red ink in there, and that's what I came up with there. And this is one I just did. This is my only egg I've done at this event, so was going more towards the darks on that one. But that's really all there is to it. Yes.
Does it stay alcohol soluble after it's dried? Or is it just done? Do you know what I mean?
After it's so, like this is dry here.
Yeah, if you sprayed more,
Yeah.
would it
Yeah,
revive
like
it?
this one that's been dried. What would happen?
If I spray, well, we can find out. Almost out of ink.
Not just black color.
Okay, so it's like
So
how
it's soluble.
to alcohol, right? It's like how
right.
you don't.
But
varnish
you look
with
at it and it's
water
like,
based.
well, you know, how far back can you go? I really don't think, like I said, I've never tried it. I don't think you can go all the way back to white. But you can really get some neat effects too. I mean, you know, and it gets in the pores too. I really like, one of the things I like about working on eggs is the pores hold some of the color, and I just like that look too. But you can get kind of a, you know, do all kinds of different effects. And of course, I'm getting it all over my hands.
Have you ever done a heavily poured egg like an ostrich egg
I never
or
have.
a rhea?
I never have. You can wear gloves to do this because obviously, you know, you get this. But honestly, I did the first day, I did this egg and my fingers were almost black, these 3 fingers, because that's usually what I work with. And shampoo, for some reason, really does a great job. So I take a shower and lather my hair up and my hands are clean. So
Your hair's
Shampooing your hair will get these guys out also.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, that's really all there is to it. So I don't tend to, I'm not very good at watercolor, so this was just my, you know, half-hearted attempt at doing a coneflower. And, you know, so,
Is she here?
but I tend to just do this because it's mind-numbing and I don't have to think about it, and it's kind of Zen-like, you know, Zen meditation. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel to get updates of new videos. Visit my website at lorriepopow.com. Hugs!